Hi mga kapuyaters! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Von, ang kaagapan nyo sa puyatan. And for today, we are live. And as what I've mentioned sa caption, we will be talking about your credential for the call center industry or BPO industry wherein a lot of people, especially yung wala pang experience or hindi pa nakakapasok sa industry, is kailangan ba perfect yung English mo for you to be able to pass and be in a call center industry, right? So that's going to be our discussion. If you guys have questions, please ping in your questions. All right, we'll be starting in a while. So if I'll be looking here, tinitignan ko lang yung messages and streaming. Alright, let's go ahead and start. So sabi ko nga, ang topic natin for today is about English, wherein it's the primary topic for the BPO industry. Ang always natanong is, makakapasok ba ako kung hindi naman perfect yung English ko? Do I need to have an American accent? Do I need to have the perfect grammar? So straightforward answer, no. That's not true. It's a myth. So just a backstory, guys, of how I started. I was in Davao, working in a fast food chain as a host. So we normally host a party. Alam niyo na yon. Um, so sa Davao kasi, since Bisaya kami, there's a lot of dialect. We normally speak Tagalog or English to be able to adjust. Wherein na-realize ko talaga, ba't kami nag-a-adjust sa mga Tagalog? No offense meant that, but normally, kami talaga yung nag-a-adjust. Tapos, kunwari, yung mga Tagalog, pumunta ng probinsya, it's like, ay, sorry, hindi ako nakakaintindi ng Bisaya. Dapat, di ba, pag kunwari, ikaw pupunta sa isang lugar, ikaw yung mag-a-adjust. Kasi pag yung mga Bisaya pupunta sa Manila, we adjust, nagtatagalog kami. So, dapat, pag yung mga Tagalog pupunta ng ibang lugar sa Pilipinas, you need to be able to adjust. Pero normally, kami nag-a-adjust. So, we speak English or Tagalog. Pero, hindi ko alam na iba pala yung tono ko when I'm speaking in English. So, iba yung accent Um, and we won't figure that out until we'll be in a community or in a crowd wherein uh, everybody speaks English, and you'll realize na ay, ang tigas pala ng accent. So ganyan yung nangyari sa akin. I was hired in Davao. Then ang taas ng confidence level ko before because magaling ako mag-English dun sa Davao. Tapos, nung dumating ako sa Manila, my first company, it was an outbound company, doon ko na-realize na, oh my God, ang pangit pala ng English ko. Tapos, pinagtatawanan nila ako. Like, so alam nyo na, I got bullied when I was um, on my first phase in the BPO. Tapos Tagalog ko pa, hirap ako mag-Tagalog. I remember talaga, hindi ko makalimutan. Tapos, super tawa sila. Yung may nagkasakit sa amin yun. Tapos, ang sakit na was dengue. Tapos, sabi ko, ay, nagkasakit siya. Dengue. Parang ganun yung pagka-pronounce ko. And they were laughing at it. Of course, at first, it's offensive. Um, but at the same time, you'll understand because sometimes people feel superior just because they feel they can speak better than you, especially during the early times. So, pag maganda yung accent mo, pag magaling ka mag-English, feeling feeling matalino ka na. But it's totally not true. English is not the measurement of intelligence. It's not even the measurement of success. Is it important? Yes, of course it is important. Simply because it's what's being used universally. When you go abroad, when you go to different provinces here in the Philippines, most of the time they speak English. And even sa mga Bisaya region, we speak English really well. But as what I've mentioned, when I started, hindi ako ganun kagaling. Even now, in reality, I feel that um, recent lang, may mga mali pa din akong English. Sometimes I mispronounce words, especially if I'm talking to you casually. Because if like this, I'm talking and I'm conscious that I need to speak really well, medyo conscious ako. Pero pag yung mga kausap ko, ganyan-ganyan. And even now, napagtatawanan pa din ako pag nagkaka-mispronounce ako. However, hindi na ako na-offend pag minsan na-mispronounce and they're laughing at it. I learned to laugh at those opportunities. Simply because right now I'm more mature and I realize that even if they're laughing at me, when I actually see their line of work, when I see how they can speak English well, but the substance, and sometimes I am teaching them on how to do things. I have better ideas than them. That's when I realized that, yeah, you're great in English, but I'm more intelligent than you. I'm just kidding. That's just my thought. So that that also proved that I might not speak English really well. I I don't have that American accent, the British accent. But I'm using my brain. Well, yeah, but so yun. Now let's talk about how you can improve your English ability or English skill. Kasi let's face it, so it's not really that important to be able to speak English in an American accent. Though, yung early stage ng BPO, medyo required nila na American accent, especially sa mga outbound accounts, because they said if you speak like one, they or you'll be able to earn the trust of the customers or American customers. So, yun yung medyo ruling before. But eventually, we realized, especially sa abroad, it doesn't really matter your accent. Honestly, when they'll hear you speak in English and you have a different accent, they feel like it's cute. Also, they will get amazed because they know that it's not your first language, but you're trying and you're able to express yourself in English. That's why, sabi nga nila, the only time you'll be criticized with your English ability, it's actually in your own country. Tama? Oh, comment. Tama, di ba? Na-experience natin na halos lahat yan. And sometimes, even me personally, hindi naman ako hypocrite. Pag narinig ko, tapos trying hard, nakakatawa naman minsan. Especially pag nagta-try hard mag-English in a location na hindi naman necessary. Pero lagi ko ding sinasabi na dapat pala hindi siya pagtatawanan because what if the person is actually trying to speak in English to be able to practice? Because let's face it, if even if you know the construction or the English construction ruling, if you're not practicing it, you won't be able to actually deliver in English really well. So that's why sinasabi na I'm good in written communication and I'm good in verbal communication in English. Pero hindi kasi ako naniniwala doon. If you can write it, you should be able to speak it. Right? Because it starts with your mind. The 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 constructions of your thought, even in Tagalog or Bisaya or in English, you formulate it in your mind. So, bakit hindi mo siya masabi pero kaya mo siyang isulat? Maybe the difference is it's going to be more difficult for you to actually say it in English than write it because in writing you can still like think about it, pause, then construct your thoughts, then write it. Sometimes mahirap ang spelling, di ba? Pero the fact that you're thinking and you're writing it down, it's the same thing as you're thinking and you're speaking. Probably what you can do is actually try to speak slower. Actually, that's what I'm doing, especially if I'm conscious and I'm speaking in English. To, kasi sometimes yung utak ko ang bilis niyang tumakbo na hindi nahahabol ng dila at bibig ko. So, that's why I'm trying to control it more and speak slower para magka-synchronize yung uh, trail of thought ko sa sinasabi ko. At may time ako makapag-isip at mabuo yung mga sinasabi ko in English. Kasi sometimes pag sinusundan mo siya kung ano yung mga gusto mong sabihin, ang bilis na yung dila mo nagbabuckle. And that's when I'm not able to enunciate or pronounce well. Pero pag and it's also a one technique. Try to speak slower, try to pause, especially if you have a lot of fillers. There's a lot of people who feel so that they can speak English really well, but if you listen to them, there's a lot of there's a lot of like fillers, like So one technique as well is actually pause. For example, so I realized that everybody can speak in English. So see, there's a pause. One technique that I actually watched in TikTok, I forgot his username, was to actually put the filler in your head. So for example, instead of verbalizing your filler, try to think about it in your head, like, or try not to make a sound of your filler. Like let's say for example, so I'm trying to actually go to the grocery store, but I saw the line and it was so long. I can't stand it. Right? So those are the techniques that I've learned along the way. Um, Also, I remember at home, I will be, or I will write down sentences, especially common conversations, such as hello, good morning, how are you doing today? That's great, fantastic. Those things I'm really trying to practice because when I was still an agent, those are the statements that's being used commonly, and I want to make sure that I'm able to enunciate and like pronounce it well. So the very first step that you can do is actually not watching movie, though it will help because sometimes you can imitate or replicate how they say and deliver those words. But the very first step that you can actually do is compose those common conversation that you're hearing every day. Tapos, practicein mo siya. Practice, practice, practice. I remember I remember one of my agents. She is a supervisor now to the same company I'm working. But when I remember during her first uh, entry in the BPO industry, I was her supervisor, and what we were doing every coaching is practice the opening spiel. So I have this rule before that until you'll be able to perfect the opening skill, I mean opening spiel, we won't go to the body of the call flow. So I'll ask him to repeat over and over again. I remember she'll cry like okay from the top. Then my face is like it. Okay, one more time from the top, from the top. That's how strict I was when I was a supervisor. But I have no um, bad intention. I just want the best for my people, and being able to speak really well also eliminates the potential supervisor call. Also eliminates the friction with your customer if they can understand you well. Your accent doesn't really matter. What's important is you're able to enunciate, pronounce the words correctly. That's just it. So long as you're understandable, that's fair enough. I remember during the outbound taste I had when I was an agent, I forgot her name, but I can't forget that she's using Maria as her pen name or pseudonym on the phone. And she doesn't have an American accent, but she has a neutral accent. So when she delivers the sales pitch, she's able to close the sales really well. And during that time, I have a Baroque English pa. I remember a lot of customer would ask me if I'm an Indian. But nowadays, they won't tell you that or they won't ask you if you're an Indian simply because there's a lot of Indian in the US and they can speak English well. It might not have the accent that we're expecting or the standard American accent, but they can deliver well. And they're very technical. So they know how the English technicality is. It's just that they have a different sound. It's the same thing as Filipino, we have a different sound. So, ganun yun. So, hindi importante. Ang importante, kaya mo magsalita. Pero, paano mo ba magagawa na mag-improve? And based on my experience, um, inaral ko talaga. Because I was challenged with the people around me, my colleagues. I remember, yun nga, napagtatawanan ako. Pero sabi ko talaga sa sarili ko, just give me a few months or a year or two, I'll be able to speak English the way you do. But while I'm working on my English speaking ability, I'll make sure that I'll do my job better than you do. Ganun lang naman yun eh. If you have flaw and opportunity, you highlight on what you can do. And I'm very talkative. So that's why talk lang ako sa phone. I remember yung mga Hadouken dati na yung iba nagtatawanan lang sila, hindi sila nagtitake ng call, tapos ikaw, call lang ng call. Pero, it helps. It really helps simply because habang usap ka ng usap sa customer, call ka lang ng call, sila, hindi nila napapractice yung English mo. Hi, Erica. Thank you for watching. By the way, I'd like to do a shout out to Kian, um, Nike's baby. Last time she tried to watch my live, it's just that tinatry ko lang talagang uh, i- i-apply yung streaming app na sinusubukan ko. So that's why hindi niya na-open yung live. But hello, you you've grown up to be a fine teenager. Kudos to your mom who's also working in the BPO as well as your dad for raising you well. Hello. All right. Hi, Baby Gail. Nakita mo si Tito sa online. Ang pangit. I'm just sharing my live. Real quick. Let's play some music muna. All right. So I remember as well, guys, things that I really practice, and I'm really asking my agents to do that before, was to practice the spills per flow. So you master the opening spiel, because I always say you need to have a powerful opening and remarkable ending. So yung dalawa, dapat laging sobrang maganda siya. Kasi yung powerful opening, you're trying to build the trust of your caller on set of the call. Tapos, sometimes along the way with your conversation, it might not go really well, pero yung sa dulo, gagandahan mo na kasi 'di ba? It's what your customer will remember is how you ended the call. So sometimes medyo okay, so we can apologize. So, but when you every single detail of the word in the opening and closing, try to really practice it over and over again. Say, for example, I remember, thank you for calling customer service. My name is Vaughn. How can I help you today? Then they'll reply, this is my issue, blah 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 blah. You acknowledge right away the emotion, not the issue. I always tell this, you acknowledge the emotion, not the issue. So I can sense how frustrated you are with your bill. Even if I'll be on your shoes when I read my bill and it shows like a shocking amount, of course I'll feel the same way, right? However, it's so good that you're talking to an expert with your bill. I've been here for a, more than a year already, or 2 years already, and I know how exactly to interpret your bill. So you are in good hands. Alright? So let's get started. Let me have your accounts. I can pull it up and check what's exactly going on with your bill. It's just how you open it. And acknowledging the emotion, making them feel that you understand how they feel about this. The issue, not that you understand the issue, is important. That's like trying to make them feel you're putting yourself in your customer's shoe. In the closing, let's say it's a long call because of the friction along the way. You may say, you know what, it might have not been a really great and smooth conversation, but I really appreciate you being patient with me while I'm trying to explain and really understand what's going on with your bill. I hope that I was able to lighten your mood, uh, by making you understand what's exactly going on and letting you know that these are the things that's showing on your bill. That this is legit, and this is just the fair charges. That's just so it's just so happened that there's like prorated charges that's showing. But if you notice on the dates, it's exactly the rate that should supposedly be charged for your services. I still hope that you'll have a fine day ahead. I hope that you found me helpful in making you understand what's going on. Like, still build that conversation. It's like letting them know that you're not in a hurry to get rid of them, but you're there till the end. That you're trying to help them address the height of their emotion as well as their issue. And I'm pretty sure you'll get a CSAT from them. I remember before I became an SME, I had like 6 months of no DSAT. And in the telco, general queue, handling billing, technical support, as well as sales, 6 months is a record breaking. So, it's a matter of really practicing and put some goal. What exactly you want to aim. Sometimes a lot of agents feel that just because they are already working in a BPO industry, that means that they're good. And that's also the main reason as to why they're struggling, even if they're more than a year in the program or in the industry, or if they've been there for a couple of months, simply because they rely on the fact that they already passed and that's good enough. No, try to practice every day. Set some goal, like let's say I want to improve my grammar, I want to improve the way I speak, I want to improve the way I enunciate things, I want to improve how I deliver uh, in English, until such time that you speak like everybody else in the top rung. Top rung? Rank. That's how you should do it. Even now, I'm still practicing because sometimes I have this what we call mood. That if I'm not in the mood, it affects my speaking ability. And if I have client meetings and client calls, I'll be worried like it like let's say just an hour to go before the client call and I'm not really in the mood, I kind of worry and I get nervous simply because my trail of thoughts as well as my ability to discuss things depends on my mood. So I'm not if I'm not feeling well, it's so difficult. Though I always survive, but it's really really difficult. But the show must go on. That's why sometimes you prepare some scriptings, uh, key points to remember with the things that we'll be discussing, because again it's going to be a spontaneous discussion with, like, say for example, we're reviewing the performance, and there's a lot. Even if you have the visual, like your graphs and your presentation, but it is important to be able to discuss the details. And if you're not in the mood and you're not feeling well, you'll miss some points to highlight. And it isn't good. Like there are times after the call, oh my god, I forget this, I forget this. But that's just like that. You just need to learn and move on and make sure that you'll bounce back and do better next time. Alright, so for those people who's trying to enter the BPO industry, practice your English, and you don't have to have an American accent. And be confident. Sometimes confidence is the key. Even if I don't really believe in this mantra, but it applies to some. Um, Fake it till you make it, and never mind about your grammar. There's just really people who's OC with grammar, but it doesn't really matter so long as you're understandable and you're able to deliver what exactly needs to be delivered during the presentation or even during the interview. It is important to be able to provide a complete thought as well as sincerity so long as you target the exact answer. Okay? By the way, mga kapuyaters, I'm still editing my content for the next videos to come. Please watch out for it. I'm still in the promotion series. I'm almost done with the subject matter experts. Um, Eventually, I'll discuss about um, team leader position. I'm still gonna be adding videos on how to answer questions or common questions that's being asked in the interview, or probably questions that is unusual but it's being asked. I'm gonna let you know about it and give you more tips and techniques. I'll be doing some lifestyle as well, probably things that I go to or travel. If I can travel, I have a problem with the RFID, but they said it's available for cash again. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to travel really, really soon. Um, for those people who are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Um, and I really appreciate it. Um, Speechless. And for those people who's just starting their channel, please let me know. Ping me, comment on this video. I'll definitely visit your channel. If it's interesting, we can definitely discuss your content. Same thing with me. Please do visit my channel all the time. I hope that you can watch my video, and I hope that it's it has value to your time when you're watching my videos. I know it's boring and it's not something that we normally look forward into watching, especially right now it's pandemic. But I hope that it's essential for you guys to learn and refresh your knowledge. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who's really good in English, who's really good in an interview, but it's also important to refresh your mind once in a while, especially in terms of structure and format. So don't forget to check out some of my videos out here in my channel. There's a lot already. Sometimes, well, a lot of those isn't in good audio and editing, but I think the substance is still there. So I'm hoping that you guys would take time to watch it. Um, for those people who would like to know me better and follow my daily routine, I'm in IG. That's Mr. Kapuyater as well. I also have my Facebook. My personal Facebook is Christian Von Andriano, or Mr. Kapuyater is my page. Check it out. Wala masyadong laman, but um, you can still check it out. Wala nang mawawala lang bayad eh. O, pag-subscribe na kayo, walang bayad ha. Ganyan. Alrighty, I think this is the end of today's live. I just really wanna shout out to everybody who's following my channel and who's watching my videos. Thank you so much for the support. Please give me feedback, direct message me on Instagram if you have comment, or you can comment below. I'm very open to constructive criticism. So that's just really fine. I'm really into feedback simply because I'm a one-man team, so I don't know exactly um, how to like analyze my video or the outcome of my video in such a way that I don't know if it's still engaging, but I'm really trying. So if you have feedback, like I remember one time, I think it's Alex, hi Alex, who gave feedback that the audio is like too loud when you're using the headset. And I didn't realize that until somebody told me. So it's really important for you guys to give comments of how you feel about my videos so I can correct it and improve it. And if you have, or if there's anything that you'd like to see in my channel or in the future video, please don't hesitate to comment below. All right? Thank you guys again so much. Always remember to take a break, but never quit. All right? See you guys again next time. Have a good one.